Welcome to Market Simulation Call for Independent 2020 release. My name is Anshuman Vaidya. I'm your Market Simulation Coordinator. Today is November 12th. Calls and webinars are recorded for stakeholder convenience, allowing those who are unable to attend to listen to the recordings after the meetings. The recordings will be publicly available on the ISO webpage for a limited time following the meetings. The recordings and any related transcription should not be reprinted without the ISO permission. We have the following agenda today. We'll talk about Mapstage and stage availability. We'll talk about the different Independent 2020 releases, market simulation timelines. We'll talk separately about the initiatives, and then we'll have a quick update about the OMs enhancement and ADS phase 3, and then we'll talk about next steps. Mapstage availability can be found on portalmap.kaiso.com in real time. And for the upcoming Mapstage maintenance, we have Cyber, BSAP, UI, and API brief interruption on 13th of November, and CRMI, UI, and API brief interruption on 23rd of November. Other than that, we don't have any other maintenance scheduled yet. Any questions on the availability? All right, moving on. There are a couple of changes for the timelines for two different projects. First, the energy imbalance enhancements, EM enhancements 2020. The start date of that project has moved down to 11/23, 23rd of November, and the end date also moved down accordingly to 7th of December. And for symmetrical wheeling, it was supposed to start tomorrow, but we are pushing it, actually today, but we're pushing it to 17th of November now. There's a slight delay. Any questions on these movements of dates?
Hi, Ashman. This is Ray calling from PG&E. For hybrid resources, PG&E is still trying to figure out all of the testing structures and finishing up the testing. Can we still test beyond November 13th, 2020 for this initiative?
I believe you should be able to test it beyond 13th of November. It's just that we're a little short on resources because the resources will be performing other EM onboarding testing. But we will try to help you as much as we can. Is that okay?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, Anshuman, too, as a standard, once that functionality is active, then it'll remain so in Mapstage. And so for unstructured testing, you're welcome to take advantage of the environment availability to continue your unstructured scenarios. And then if you do need any help, again, just reach out to us, and Anshuman will lead that assistance with the team.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Sure. Any more questions on the timelines?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is just to add on to Ray's question.
Junia, I think we just lost you.
Oh, what about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this question to both of you and Train is that do we know that when we get in testing, it could prove that anyway, when you start,
sorry, I don't know if it's just me or not, but you're breaking up just a little bit. Is it clear for you, Anshuman? Or?
No, it's breaking up on Junia's side.
Okay. Can you, I don't know if you're using a headset.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, that's much better. But you're breaking up again.
Question later.
If audio is a problem, you might also want to maybe chat it out to us, like, just write it out and we'll know and we'll answer that.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions that we can attend right now? Meanwhile, Chinu is writing the hard question. All right. So in the last meeting, we had some questions regarding the hybrid resources phase 1. I just wanted to clarify on that. The new functionality or the new flags that we are adding, it is just so that we could take the forecast and display it on the CMRI. That flags that we're adding does not change any functionality, and it doesn't go to the market. The forecast that was going before is exactly what is going after this new changes in hybrid resources, and it's not going to change. The only thing that's going to change is now you're going to see a more accurate load forecast for hybrid resources will be available on the CMRI. Any questions on that part regarding the hybrid resources project?
Anshuman, could you repeat? Oh, go ahead, Ray.
So, sorry, Anshuman, that's only internal to CAISO then, so it doesn't affect any of the market participants, GRDT, or any such like that, right?
So we are trying to implement it just so that market participants have more visibility on the hybrid forecast that is going from ALS and going into ALS, and then we are displaying it on CMRI.
Yeah, and then just to add on to that clarification, so I did add a note to the hybrid resources, the slide with that project, and so there are 2 new flags introduced only on the ISO in the master file structure that's visible only internally at this point for the co-located resource, as well as the VER flag, and those will not change the RDT. So those again are internal only. And as Anshuman mentioned, the purpose of those is to, and how they will be displayed for you, or how that functionality will flow down to you, is via the more accurate forecast in CMRI, but you won't actually see the change in master file with in Mapstage or with the activation of hybrid resources in production.
Hi, I'm going to try again. This is Chunyu. Can you guys
Much
hear
better.
me?
We can hear you. Yes.
Okay, because I think down the street they're working on a pole. It could be that. So with that, I still want to have a better understand. So with that change on the CAISO master file change, will any business logic change? We'll say if we plan to do, we definitely need to look for another day, trade day, to retest. And should we be looking for a different different outcome or different area that might be different for hybrid resource? Because what I saw is that in the BRS, like I mentioned in last meeting, the suggest test scenarios is all being sketched out, and I really just curious, what does that mean from CAISO's standpoint? Are we not supposed to testing those anymore? Or is there something changed and those become obsolete? I just want to have a better understand in the new business requirement and how it's really impacting market participants.
Yes, Chini, thank you for your question. So there will be no impact from the outcome of the market. The flag will just be used to display more accurate hybrid resources forecasts on CMRI.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? This is Nora from PG&E.
Yes, please, go ahead.
When you say CMRI, I think Trunk mentioned a couple of times, in CMRI will be displayed. What report in CMRI? I just would like to see. Do you know a report name, or can I ask this question maybe offline? what report name in CMRI that?
Right. And sorry, I don't remember the report name on top of my mind.
Okay.
Unless somebody else from CAISO wants to jump in and if they remember the report name. All right, Nora, please go ahead and send us an email on marketing@kaiso.com or log a CD ticket and we'll get the report name to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, any more questions on that? Okay, moving on. Intertie deviation settlements, we haven't changed the dates yet. The dates are still structured scenarios will be performed on December 1, and the testing timelines are between December 1 to December 18th. Please use the demo.kaiso.tag.oati.com to submit tags in Mapstage environment, and the structured scenario document is available at the following location. For symmetrical wheeling, as we mentioned, the timeline has changed. Now the functionality will be available from November 17th to December 3rd, and the business requirement specification document is available at the following link. You can also look at the unstructured scenario document, now available at the following link. Any questions on the previous projects? All right. Hybrid resources phase 1, as we just discussed, the timeline is between October 26th to November 13th. Business requirement specification document is available at the following location. And as Trang was mentioning, there's this new information is here that new flag will be in ISO master file and not in the RDT. For commitment cost and default energy bid enhancements project, the testing timeline is between July 27th to December 18th. And as covered in the last meeting, that Adrian mentioned that we will be doing testing between December 1 to December 15th. That's when the new cyber rules will be effective in market simulation. There's a training document that is available at the following link, and a couple of documents for cyber business rules that were published on 27th of October. They are available at the following links. Any questions for these projects? Okay, moving on. Nodal pricing model. The testing timeline was between October 6th to November 13th, that is tomorrow. We have performed the structured scenarios on October 20 to October 22. The structured scenario documents are available at this following location. And there's more project info we have made available here for market participants to review. Any questions for this project? All right, moving on. FRP Improvements Buffer and Min. The testing timeline was between October 13 to October 28. We have performed the structured scenario for this project and it has passed. The structured scenario documents are available at the following link. Energy Imbalance EM Enhancements 2020 project. The testing timeline, as we discussed earlier, has moved from November 16th to November 23rd, and we'll continue testing till December 7th. BOP and BSAP are currently available in Mapstage with these enhancements, and unstructured scenario document is available at the following location. Any questions on the movement of the date for this project? Go ahead, Chania.
Yeah, so I know FRP target went live November 4. I never seen the communication from CAISO. I just want to check with you guys whether there was a communication go out, or is that still not gone live? Because from what I hear from you guys, under the impression it went live.
Hi, Tenu. This is Chang. So I can confirm that FRP did activate on November 4th as planned. And as far as the communication goes, I don't think that was the formal communication that went out for that activation, but I can take a look. But I can confirm for you that it is live now.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Also, if you write down about the communication, let me know as well. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sure. I will. Good. And then before you go on, Anshuman, can I just follow back on a couple of things? One is, Chanyu, now that I did get your question about OASIS day ahead. So for that one, we're still doing the functional validation of the change that's needed before we can unblock that data. So we're targeting hopefully by next week, but I don't have a firm ETA yet on when that data will be available. But I also did respond if there was a specific day that you tested hybrid in the past that you're looking for OASIS results, if you could let me know, and then I could potentially work with the team to potentially find out if there's a way for us to pull that data from OASIS and then at least send you an export of that for your validation of the date that you ran the scenario for. And then you're also welcome again to run additional testing on hybrid resources for future dates as well once OASIS is available and showing that data. So that's one update.
Sure,
and then
sure.
if I
We'll check with our SMEs. Yeah, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, I also responded to you. And then the other thing was I just wanted to clarify on hybrid resources what your question was, because I want to make sure that we give you a complete and full answer for what the expectation is for MarketSim. So if I could just summarize what I think that the clarification you were looking for is on hybrid resources. When you were reviewing the updated BRS, is it that you saw some items that were struck through, or are you just asking about the validity of the previously documented MarketSim impact and whether or not those would change based on the updated BRS?
I
don't know if we'll be able
to.
Okay, so you're more referring to what was published before for MarketSim areas in the BRS, and then if any of those have been changed, right?
Right.
Okay, then that helps me. Then we'll be able to take that offline. I don't think we can respond here, but I wanted to clarify so you get a complete answer on that. Okay, so I'll take that back to the team. Okay, thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, Trang, for the updates. Moving on. We have the settlements Q4 winter release that had the release scope was day ahead nodal project, Deviation settlements, EM enhancements, symmetrical wheeling, and there were a few production defects that were part of this whole winter release. It was deployed on 6th of October on Mapstage and is planned to go to production on 16th of December. The pre-prod configuration output files will be posted on 9th of December. Any questions on the winter release?
So I don't have a question on that, but I'm sorry. As I was thinking about hybrid, I forgot one other question that Nora asked about the CRMI report. If I could go back to that for just a moment. Nora, are you still there? Okay, so you asked about the report in CRMI. So under CRMI, there's a tab for forecast, and under forecast, there's a variable energy resource forecast. I believe that's going to be the report that that'll have more accurate forecasts based on what we have in master file. For that flag.
And the flag will be there too, right?
The flag is not visible to you at this point. It's just an internal flag in the master file that's for us, and so it's not in the RDT, and it won't be visible to you. But the CRMI report is that one. Okay.
Okay, very forecast. Thank you so much, Trang.
Okay, thanks. Yes, sorry, Anshuman, go ahead.
Great.
No, thank you for your update. That's great. All right, any more questions from Market Department?
Yes, hi, this is Tony Gerard from Power Settlement.
Hi, Tony.
I don't know if there's any settlement leads on the call, but looking at this, if you have intertie deviation settlement, just starting on 12.1 and ending on 12.18, and you have these configuration output files publishing on 12.9 and production deployment on 12.16, the dates seem a little bit off in case there is any issues with intertie deviation settlement. Is that a concern, or?
Tony, this is Chun-Yu. I have similar concern for the timeline here.
I just don't know if there's a way, if a defect is discovered, would it, it will, that whole configuration file would need to be updated, or, I don't know for sure how it works, but it seems like it's a very tight timeline, so something to be considered for a 1.1 go live on that.
Thank you for your question. Let me see if somebody from CAISO settlement side can shed some light on this. And if you're on mute, you can press *6 or spacebar to unmute.
Yeah, Anshuman, this is Asad from settlement.
Go ahead, Asad.
Yeah, and now as we have here the structure scenario for IDS will be on trade date 12/1, and will publish 12/1 on December 9th, and invoice will be on December 14th. Yeah, I agree that timeline is tight, so let me go back to my team for settlement to see what we can do in that one, and we'll discuss this one with Trang and Anshuman. So, and project manager for IDS for that. I will raise this concern to IDS team.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, Asad. Any more questions? All right. Let's move on. Do you mind taking over and give us an update about OMs and ADS?
Sure. Again, the reminder that these OMS changes are in Mapstage now. We did present at the TUG and clarify some of the expectations as far as what we were considering hard cutover versus not. And so in general, just for these changes, there's no hard cutover of the XSD changes. And I think if you want to refer back to the TUG recording from Tuesday, there's more information as far as why we were considering a hard cutover. But it's, again, not related to the XSD, but more related to the population of or some of the new functionality that's being introduced, but it won't be a hard cutover that requires an XSD change when we go live in production. And the big update here is that, as I mentioned before, we were seeking your feedback on the production target. And we took that back to the team, and we are moving the production deployment until after the holiday. So our new target for production is January 11th. And we are continuing to look for feedback on how the testing is going and if there's any additional feedback on the production target. But that's the update since last time. All right. And then I think, Anshuman, the next slide is has more detail on those changes and, again, reflects the new production target as well. Okay. All right. And then on to ADS, we had another call yesterday for, the customer outreach as far as the transition to the new ADS. We're about a month away now from the activation of the new features in production, And this is just a reminder that those calls continue to be available every Wednesday, except for, I think, the holiday week until we activate. So I think if you go to the next slide, Anshuman, it'll show the additional dates that will have the calls. And I think, yeah, nothing else has changed on here, just more of a reminder.
All right, thank you, Trang. I just wanted to add one more thing. In the last call, we had a lot of complaints about where ADS were having intermittent issues. We did fix it on Monday, and I just wanted to confirm from everyone, is anybody else still facing the intermittent issues with ADS? All right, I think silence is good here. So
this is Nora. We have an issue. One of the applications that connecting to ADS having issue, and we have ticket. We open on October 27, and it's still not fixed. So.
All right, Nora, can you please give me the serial ticket number and let me follow it up with you today? 00230611. All right. I will definitely get back to you today on that ticket.
So much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Isaac from SE.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi. Just wanted to make a quick comment on this 12/16 date. I know there's been a lot of effort made towards getting everybody switched over to the new UI and the new API V8, and that's fine. But I would like to also point out that there's still some outstanding city tickets regarding the functionality of these new features. And I think that those issues should be addressed before we think about activating these new features in the production environment. The functionality issues that we're seeing will make those new features not workable if we were to release them the way they are currently. So just wanted to point that out, that we have concerns about how these new dispatches are going to be working.
Thank you, Isaac, for your feedback. And we are actually working on getting those issues resolved or identifying if there are showstopper issues. And I'm sure these issues are part of our quality review board that will be initiated for activating these features in production. So just want to let you know we are working on it.
Okay.
All right. Any more questions?
Yeah, hi, Ashman. This is Chun Yu again. Is it okay for you guys also, just like in the mid of market sim, you guys start to also share what issue has been resolved and what is the target resolution day, kind of, so we can all have an idea and where those issues are, if they are not confidential.
Yeah, that's very a good point, and I was just going to add that comment based on what Isaac was saying too. Is that I know that internally we have a list for if this is specific for ADS, I'll address that first. But there's a list of known issues that we know of that we're planning on sharing if we haven't already, and we wanted to include that in the external communication as well as on the call. So I'll check on the status of the known issues, the ADS known issues, and see where that's available, and then we can reference that in the presentation as well, and give an update or continue to give updates on that. So thank you, Isaac, for the comment. And Chun Yu, were your questions specifically about ADS, or was that something broader? Chun Yu, are you still there?
Sorry,
I
was muted.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was just for a broader concern. I think our specific issue, we have to probably go back to our tracking system to see what are the outstanding issues we have. Yeah.
Okay, so you're just asking specifically about having a known issue slide just overall in Mapstage, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah. Instrument and I actually have been going through all the list of cities, and we kind of drafted something, so we'll include that starting with Monday's call. So.
Great, thank you.
Okay, good. Thanks for the feedback.
All right, thank you. Any more questions for ADS before we move on? All right. I guess that's all I had for today's meeting. Our next meeting is on Monday, November 16th at 2 p.m. And if you have any other questions or concerns, please go ahead and we can address it today.
And I also want to add that the calls are being extended through December 18th or 17th at this point to support the extension of the market sims that are happening right now. So those will be on the calendar soon as well. All right. Thanks, Instrument.
Thank you, Trang, for the update. All right. If we don't have any questions, thank you for joining the call. We'll see you again back on Monday, November 16th. Thank you.